Okay, so I'm going to do a painting with my landscape palette, and I am going to do it rather intuitively. So this is kind of the way I do things. I'm working on arches, 140-pound watercolor block, cold press, 100% cotton. I'll link all these supplies, or I'll put a link to Blick Art Supply. That's where I, shop for my art supplies. And I am going to just show you my process. So I have in my mind a landscape, a stream, and excuse the background noise. I'm having some construction work done today. So anyway, back to the painting. I'm just going to show you my process. And I have in my mind a stream with rocks. There's a place we go. We like to go. We like to look at. It's, a place in Tennessee that has rocks and trees and shadows. So that's what I have in mind when I am doing a painting. Right now it's winter time. So I'm just going to wet my paper and get it nice and wet. I love this water bottle, by the way. It is ultra fine mist sprayer. Here's a watercolor wash brush, and I've got my clean water, and I've got some paper towels, which I probably need to get one off. I think it's my last one. So I am going to push my water over to the side. Here, you probably won't be able to see it. All right. Now I sprayed my paper, but I'm just going to take this brush and get it all wet so it's shiny. Get it all so it's absorbing. While I get my pigments ready, I'll let that paper set and probably wet it again because I want the pigments to soak into the painting. So, all right, so here I'm going to get my pigments ready. I'm going to use Kyanite Genuine, and I might just go straight from the pigments to the paper. Okay, I think it's ready. I see a uniform sheen across the paper. So I'm just going to start plopping my pigments down. And I just might even get some pigments straight from the tube so I can get a higher concentration. And bring it over, because a lot of these, as I start turning the paper, and after it starts drying, they'll fade in color. So, all right, now I'm going to go with bronzite. Because, it's just, and I'm going to go with bronzite, burnt bronzite as well. I did spray my palette before I started. I have no idea how this will turn out. We'll probably have to stop the video and let it dry. And I'm not seeing much green right now, so I'm not going to put any green in this painting. I am going to use Hematite Violet Genuine. It's got that rocky, peachy undertone. I love this color. And I just get plenty of pigment on the paper and then just start letting it go. Just got to keep it. You kind of got to work fast. All right, so let that go. I'm going to spray my paper again, just to kind of get the pigments going. And now I'm going to start moving my paper. I'm just going to move it in all different ways to get those pigments. Now these mineral pigments are heavier. Hope you can see it all. Takes a lot of water to get them moving. And when it starts pooling down there at the edge right here, I just move it the other way. I want to try to keep most of the pigments on the paper. The more I can do that, the better. I don't lose any of them. But yet I don't want to come back and anything cauliflower on me. This is done best on a block. All right, so I have, now I'm going to go around. Let me move this palette. I'm going to take these white areas along the edge, just take my finger. Arches is pretty good about not cauliflowering. Okay, so we will stop the video there and come back after it's dried. Let's see. I might put a couple more, a little bit more concentrated hematite genuine right in there. Suck this water up with a thirsty brush. You kind of got to babysit it for a little bit. I like this pigment. So I'm visualizing rocks right through here. But this paper is going to dictate what I'm going to do. Look, that looks like a little off stream here. So I like that. I like that. You know, I'm seeing, what am I seeing? I'm seeing maybe some rocks over here. Well, let's see. I'm worried that this has kind of got a valley in it. So I'm worried that it's going to I'm just going to take some pigment and all right, let's see. I'm going to put some more dark up here. Maybe some hematite. Maybe some bronzite, burnt bronzite. I want to make sure I have plenty of dark. Maybe a little bit more hematite down here. I might even get some lunar black. Okay, so while this was still wet, I took one of my favorite supplies, this Neocolor Caran d'Ache crayon, Neocolor 2. So there's 1 and 2, and the 2 is water soluble. And I just put in some branches. So I had to stop the phone, or I had to stop the camera because the phone rang. So I just I just hold it loosely, so I really don't have much control over it, and just make marks. This is a set of 30, and you can find all these at the link I leave below. I'll just leave a Blick website, and in the search bar, just type in Caran d'Ache or Neocolor 2, and it'll come right up. And so I'm going to get a brown and make some like dead leaf marks while it's still wet. I like to do this while it's still wet. That way they kind of melt into the, and I just do random. I'm not doing a whole lot. Just doing odd numbers. Just doing making marks. And this is a point where you don't want to add any more water because it's drying. And let's make some over here too. I feel like there needs to be one right there and one right there. And I just kind of go over what looks nice in my sights. Just marks. You know, just making marks. It's abstract. I don't make it perfect. I actually think it's better when it's not perfect. That's why I hold it at the end rather than close down to the bottom. All right, so let's make one right here. All right, so now let's see, is there anything else I want to get in there before it dries? Another thing you can use is ink tints. Might take some blue. Here's dark aquamarine. Always test it on a, that's a little bit too turquoise. Here's iron blue. Oh, that's nice. Let's use iron blue. So I might make some marks coming around here. Now these won't go away. These are ink tints and they are rather permanent. Now I'm gonna make like the water's going. I'm just mark making. But these kind of materials I like to use when the paper's wet. Because they kind of melt into the water. Okay, and I think I'm gonna make some, let's go down here. And let's kind of take them in a bigger pattern. Now, I just, you know, I'm just working out of my head. This may not be a painting that I like in the end, but it might be. Might be something that I really like. Might go down here, just make some finer dots. Let's see. So far, I'm liking it. I love the sparkle in the water. It's winter time here, so, you know, it's like, and when I go to the creeks, we drive by the creeks, we don't get out and walk much, but, you know, everything's dark and trees are dormant. All right, now after that dries, I'm gonna put some white in there as well, just to give it a little sparkle. I might put some blue in these black trees just to give them, maybe I'll take a brown. That is red, here's a brown. Here's baked earth. The paper's not wet anymore, wet enough to melt this. So maybe I'll get that brown Caran d'Ache and just kind of go through there. And after it dries, we can always use other materials on top. So, all right, we'll take a break and let this completely dry and come back to it. So this painting is completely dry now, and where it was wavy, it is now flattened out because it's on a block. And I am going to come in with some light areas with some white, and I might do, so let me do white. And I think yes. And just do some dots like sparkling. This is a sparkle of the water. And I'm just gonna follow the water line, or what I perceive to be the water line. And I'm gonna treat these blue dots as shadow. We'll just see how it goes. You know, if worse comes to worse, I can always paint over this with acrylic. But I typically never do. I have several of these paintings, and I've never done one online before. I might put some gold on those brown leaves just to enhance those a little bit. And I'm just scattering them around, and I'm just kind of intuitively going in and making marks where I think I need them. Sometimes I tend to do this and it just takes over and it gets too busy. But, you know, it's the process of doing it that's so relaxing that I enjoy so much. And if I like it, then fine. If I don't, then fine. I really like these Posca pens to do mark making. I might speed this up so you're not bored, as I can get quite involved and a loss of time when I do mark making like this. The fun about this is every time you do this technique, you're going to get something different. And I just let that lead me into what I think it should be. I always thought people were goofy when I said, let the painting tell you what it wants to be. But now I realize what that means. Because it talks to you, it just tells you what it wants to be. All right, well, there that is. Let's see. Do I want to put anything else? I got a white Sennelier oil pastel. I could put some This would make it a little brighter. I don't put too many on here because I don't want it to take over. So I do call this mixed media. I mean, just let it kind of go. Definitely. Kind of blend that in. So for right now, I'm going to, do I want to call that done? I maybe want some a little bit more definition here, but you don't have to. Kind of wanting a botanical right here. So I'll work on this. I'll look at it for a day or so and decide what I want it to be, or decide if it wants to tell me it wants any more. So I will show a picture of this behind or with matted, so you can see what it looks like when I'm all finished, because this might need something else right through here going up. It seems like it does. So, but I'm going to look at it before I add anything permanent. So thanks for joining me, guys, and talk to you later. Bye.